everybody. I hope y'all are having a good day. It's a really beautiful day out there today. Well, it is here anyway. I don't know about where you're at, but it's pretty beautiful here. I want to talk to you about a few things that have come to me. Um, you know how everybody's, heard our whole lives, California's going to fall off, California's going to fall off, that kind of thing. Well, it is, but it's not going to do it in the way that everybody thinks it is. All of this rain and everything that's been happening right now, California is not going to be the same. There are parts of California that are going to be underwater and are never going to come back from being underwater. So it is kind of sinking. The waters aren't going to recede after all of this that's happening. The physical, geographical shape of California is going to be different after all of this. There are some big things happening in the world right now. We've got the war, we've got the world itself. Mother Earth is doing a lot of really significant stuff right now. All of these storms that just keep coming in one after another, after another, after another. And Yellowstone, there's some big stuff going on in Yellowstone. I wouldn't be surprised if that baby blows. That volcano, the volcano's rumbling. The earth is talking. It's not very happy with us right now. We really need to get it together, y'all, because if that volcano erupts here in the United States, it's going to be huge, because she's a huge one. She's a huge volcano, and it's been a good long time since she's decided to erupt. But when she does, she's going to come with a vengeance. We're not really doing anything to help either. We just keep polluting and making things more and more toxic. So I've been watching a little bit of news, and all of this stuff going on in Louisville, Kentucky, and I know this is going to be really something that's not going to be liked, but nothing I say is liked. So I think that there's an issue with the police department there, and I believe that there are some police department that may actually, some people on the force that may actually be involved with the KKK. And I think that that's something that needs to be checked into. These secret organizations, whether it be the KKK, the Mason Secret Society, the dark side of those societies, these things need to be stopped. That, and that's why I'm talking about this, because I am a direct target of these people. They're targeting me for money, because of my gifts, because of who I am, because of my mother. And there are a lot of people like me that are targeted by these entities, because they want to continue to rule the world. And as long as there are people who are waking up and people who are willing to speak about stuff like this, then they're at risk, and things need to change. They have to change. They cannot stay this way. They can't. They can't stay this way. We need to make a change. We need to do something. We need to hold these organizations responsible. We need to stop this evil. There's no room for this. There's no room for this in our world. All of these things are going to be exposed. This is the age of Aquarius. All of these things are going to be exposed. Let's start exposing them. People need to start speaking up. Speaking of speaking up, to all of my haters and secret society members and coven members, I just want you to know that my brother, a while back, got super, super drunk around a bunch of his friends, and he let the cat out of the bag. There are people who know what y'all's plan is. He got so drunk that he got loose-lipped and started talking. There are people who know what's happening because he said it. He got drunk and he said it. Um, when I was 25, I've told y'all about almost being killed. My mother and my brother came to Arizona when this happened, and immediately my mom started talking to me about going on mental disability. Mental disability, mental disability. But I wasn't going to have any of it because I didn't feel like I needed mental disability. I don't need mental disability. But she kept pushing it and kept pushing it. And she asked me, why not? And I said, because if I do that, then he wins. I'm not going to do mental disability because if I do that, he wins. And I'm not going to give that to him. I'm not going to give that to anybody. There's nothing wrong with me. And I'm not going to let you or anybody else try and tell me that there is something wrong with me. But I realized, I started thinking about it because my mom had brought up this whole POA many times, many times over the years. And I got to thinking about it after all of this started and realized that this was all part of the plan. Because if she was able to get me to do on my own accord a mental disability, then that would have made it really easy for her to get power of attorney and get rid of me in an easier manner instead of having to go through all of this that they're going through right now. Interesting how that all works out. And while my mother was there, she stole a picture of me and my grandpa out of my house. I'm sure that's not the only thing she stole because, like I've told you, she's a thief. When I was working at a community hospital, my dad had gone into the hospital. My mom had gone into the hospital. There was just a lot that was going on. I was feeling a little, overwhelmed. And I asked my boss if I could take a few days off. And she said yes. So I took a few days off and I went to my hometown. And when I came back, everybody at work was being really odd. I could see that there was something that had happened, but I didn't know what it was. I couldn't put my finger on it. I had no idea. I just knew that everybody was acting very, very strange. And when I know this scenario oh so well, I knew it had something to do. I knew it had something to do with, whenever I get into a situation like that, whenever things like shift like that fast on a dime, usually my mother's involved. And I was talking to my friend who works with her, who I mentioned the other day. And she said, oh, I forgot to tell you about, while you were gone, your mom was going around showing everybody pictures of you after you got beat up and almost killed. When I was 25, she was going around showing people at my job pictures of my face. And my friend Sharon said to me at first it was like, oh, look what she's been through and how good she's doing. She said, but then it turned to, look what I have to deal with because of my daughter. Look what she's put me through. The martyr. My mother's always been a martyr. She was trying to humiliate me, embarrass me, like she always did, like she always does. It's her pro quo. That's exactly how she's been my whole entire life. Those types of scenarios. Taking the worst situation of my life and publicizing it. Not just publicizing it. Lola, stop. but publicizing it to the people I work with on a daily basis, knowing that I was already feeling a little overwhelmed, and added that onto it because that's what my mother does to me. Because that's what my mother has always done to me. Try to keep me in a constant state of stress and chaos, never knowing what's going to come next. I've lived in survival mode my entire life. I don't know what it feels like not to live in survival mode. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to learn. I was told this morning by my spirit guides that I've had money that's been coming to me my whole life, through my whole life. But I've never gotten any of it. Gooseball. I've never gotten, hush, please. I've never gotten any of it. Never. Never gotten it. Stop now. Stop. When I was a teenager, and the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I had a dream last night about the guy that I went to prom with, who is also dead, who was killed. Funny how that happens. He was my first love, Paul. But in any case, I had to pay for my own prom dress because my mother wouldn't pay for it. She told me that if I wanted to go to prom, I needed to buy my own prom dress. And I did. She bought accessories. She bought the gloves. She bought the choker. She bought the shoes. And she bought the nylons. But I bought my own prom dress. But I've had money that's been coming to me through my whole life that I've never received not a penny of from anyone, ever. Because my mother's kept it. Spent it on everybody and everything but me. So I was reading Job in the Bible, and I have to say that's kind of how I feel right now. I feel like, I'm being crucified and condemned, and my whole life has just been yanked away from me for what? Why? I don't understand. I just don't. I don't understand. I lost Manisha. I lost my dog. I lost my place. My kids, neither one of my kids are talking to me. My friends, I got no friends. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but I am really confused. What did I do? What did I do to you people that made you decide that my life needed to be ruined? What did I do to you? Rejected you? I didn't go along with your plan to kill me? What exactly was it that happened that y'all decided that you were just, okay, you're the one, we're going to kill you, we're going to take everything from you, we're going to make sure that your life is as much hell as it can possibly be because why? Because I have a gift? Lola. I mean, I think that there are other people that y'all have done this to that have gifts like this. I don't think I'm by any means the only one. I think you target people like me. I think we are targeted. People like me are targeted by people like you because people like you don't want anything to change. You want it to stay the same because you get your easy money. You get to traffic people and you get to kill people and you get to do all these wonderful, ugly things. And you don't have to do a damn thing to raise your fingers to make money because, you make it on the backs of other people, on the lives of other people. It's pretty sickening if you ask me. But you're all going to be caught out. You're all going to be called out. It's only a matter of time. because there are people here in Grand Junction that know what you did, because my brother's big mouth, when he got drunk, got loose-lipped and started telling people. Fear is a weapon of the enemy. It blocks faith that helps us overcome our troubles. It's one of the things I learned reading Job. This is not easy, but I'm not going to lose my faith. You've already taken everything there is pretty much to take from me, so it's not like you have anything left. There's nothing left to take from me. Jody, I want you to know that when I was spending time with Misty and Matt that Christmas, we were all talking, and this conversation came up on the telephone too, that I should not get used to, or I should not lend you money because you were greedy. And whenever they lent you money, you would continuously call and ask for it, and call and ask for it, and call and ask for it, and call and ask for it. They said that you were greedy. They said that you were the one that had the problem, and that was one of the reasons why you and Misty weren't close, is because you were constantly asking for stuff, for something, for money. That's what Misty told me about you. Told me not to lend you money, because if I did, it would never stop, and that you were a mooch. Well, and now I have to say that I believe that, because not only would you have borrowed money from me had I gotten my money, but you are actually stealing my money from me, you and your family. And so, they were right. They were absolutely right. You are greedy. And you can say all you want to about, how I'm slandering you. But sister, there's a lot more slandering of me that you've done to my kids, to Tabitha, because I know that you've been talking to my daughter. I know. The gig is up. You just don't realize it yet. You're too stuck in your illusions and your delusions and your mental illness to know. And that's where all this mental illness stuff comes from, is because it's something that you're suffering from, that you want everybody else to believe it's somebody else, so that you don't have to look like a terrible person for doing the things that you're doing. But sister, you're the one that's mentally ill. You're the one with the problem. And you're the one that's going to end up in a mental institution, maybe even in a straitjacket, or tied to the bed by the time this is over with. And whichever one of you is going to die, Misty or Jody, I just want you to know that the other one of you is going to be scapegoating you. Scapegoat. There we go. The other one of you is going to scapegoat the other one and say that person who died is the one that started this, the one that did this, the one that had everything to do with this. So whichever one of you isn't going to be passing away is going to be the one who's going to blame the other one for all of this. So y'all can't even stay on the same side. Y'all are still turning on each other, just like the people in Tennessee are turning on each other, because you can't do things like this to somebody that didn't do a damn thing wrong to any of you. I did absolutely nothing wrong to any of you. I was just trying to live my life. I didn't even know I had money coming. Y'all could have kept it. Y'all could have done whatever you wanted to. But instead, you had to decide that you were going to take my life for it. Oh, wait, that's because somebody's actually supposed to be contacting me about it, and you didn't want that to happen. Oh, yeah, huh. Anyway, I'm not sure how often I'm going to be on here doing these things now because obviously things are changing in my life, and I guess we'll just see what happens. Just know that I love everybody very much. Even the people who have done me wrong, I love you. I don't like you. I don't want you in my life. And I definitely have strong boundaries when it comes to every single one of you. But I still love you. And I hope the best for you. You're going to need it. Love each other. Love yourselves. I love you for the rest of the world. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day.